Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for spending some time here to learn about our past life regression certification training course. I am here with Scott Fitzgerald de Tamble, my beautiful partner here that has invited me. I feel so honored to teach with him. Hello, Scott.
Hi, Myra. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm so excited that our spring class is coming.
Oh, me too. I'm looking forward to it. Didn't we have a great class last time?
We sure did. It was a wonderful group, and I often say how proud I was. From day one, they are conducting past life regression. How cool is that?
And those regressions are good.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, doesn't it still amazes me. I've been teaching this class for a while, and yeah, it's like the second day or whatever, first, second day, they're doing sessions on each other, and they're like meaningful. They're like crying or it's dramatic, and it's like the facilitator is handling it really well, and
Mhm.
the client, the person playing client is, going is really accessing their soul's memories through these techniques. It is pretty amazing.
It is, yes. And this is a 25-hour professional past life regression certification. It consists of lectures and discussions and demonstrations, all supervised also by both of us. And students are going to be practicing these techniques. Once again, like Scott said, facilitating full past life regressions and other spiritual explorations.
Yeah, you wanna talk about that? Some of the fun things that we do, besides past life
Mm.
regression? Do you remember?
Yes, yes, I do remember we did Journey to the Womb, taking people. That's also a really interesting way when working in a different manner, not just going to past life regression, but moving back through the womb, right, into in their current life and experiencing what it's like to be in your mother's womb and then working from there backwards. So that was really cool to have students experience that. What
And
else do you remember?
there's a lot of information that can be gleaned from that womb, exploration. And then we also, we teach and we have them practice this, pre-life planning session where we go back to when you were in spirit and you were like sitting around a table with your friends and your teachers and go, well, what am I gonna do with this life? What do I need to do? What do I need to work on? All of that. Why am I doing this again? Oh yeah.
Why? That's right.
So, but the main subject is past lives, and so let
Mhm.
me ask you a question, Myra.
Yes.
You've been doing this for a while.
Yes, I
How
have.
do you feel that past life regression can help a person?
Mhm. Wow, and I get asked that question all the time. Why would I want to, experience a past life? And honestly, why wouldn't you? That's what I really want to say. Why wouldn't you? There's so much to learn from it about your soul's growth, the soul evolution, right? And, spirit will always show you what you are supposed to see. They're going to take you right to the source of perhaps a fear, maybe something that certain beliefs and behaviors that you have that aren't really working for you today. And they may show you where those behaviors are coming from. It also could be fears. It could be where the source of your anxiety is actually coming from, which really is just fear anyway. Okay. Um, yeah. And what I love the best is hearing from my clients afterwards. Yeah, my followers know that I share a lot of sessions, but what I don't share are those follow up emails that come afterwards, just letting me know how much their life has changed for the good. after experiencing a past life regression.
Oh, that's just wonderful. Isn't that wonderful to hear? Because sometimes people will walk out of the office or whatever, and then you don't hear from them, and you're like, "Was that any good for them, or did they get something out of it?"
Sure.
Well, I think most people do. And it can be as what you spoke about, like fears or anxieties or hang-ups, whatever their, issue might be. It
Hmm.
can also be relationships, why is my
Yep.
mom why can't I get along with my mom or my sister? Or even sometimes like health issues can come, they have roots in other lifetimes.
Sure they do.
And yeah, all kinds of like money, career issues. Why do I
Hmm.
have this um, what's the word? Scarcity consciousness?
Yes.
Why
Lack.
can't yeah, lack, scarcity. Why can't I have an abundance in my life and stuff like that? So we go back and look at these previous lifetimes, and sometimes it can be a pattern of several lifetimes, but you can
Hmm.
usually get to the roots of it and see that and understand it and explore it and sort of grasp the moral of the story or the meaning, the learning. What is the learning she needs to get that will enable her to release that issue? There's usually some, crux or some, gold nugget that we can get, some gem that
Yes.
we can get from looking at these past lives. And then we also teach in this course. Usually, after we've explored the past life, we take them through the death, which isn't a big deal. It's usually like a release, right? Like a relief, like,
That's right.
thank God that's over.
Yes. Thank God.
Right. It's not an easy world, the earth. And then we go and talk to their higher ups. We all have spiritual guides, angels, guardian angels, whatever you want to call them, higher beings that have a loving interest in our development as souls. And so, with these sessions, and this is what we teach in our class, we go and talk to these higher beings and say, why were we shown that past life today? What does it have to do with, Myra today? Well, there's always some kind of connection. It's kind of like the magic of these sessions is that it always, like, they always choose a life that has like a meat, it has
Oh,
a
yes.
gem or a learning for someone to get. So
Hmm.
we can talk to those guides about that. And then also, maybe even ask a few questions about the current life. Well, we looked at the past life, and now I understand about this. What about these other couple of things? Well, we're able to usually get those things addressed by the spirit guides as well.
Hmm.
And another cool thing about doing this is you are reconnecting your client to their guides. So after the session next month, next year, next week,
Hmm.
they can on their own connect with their guides. And we'll even ask the guides, how can she connect with you after this session? So,
Yes, yes. Most definitely after a session, you're much more intuitive in connecting with your guides. You feel that that place that's outside of ego of where the answers are, right? So that's always really interesting. I've had some clients that have started channeling after having a session. They've really come into their spiritual gifts. So
absolutely. And we kind
yeah,
of get excuse me, we kind of get the client to channel their guides if we can, even during the session. And then that does sometimes burst the doors open, right?
that's right. That's right. I forgot to mention that Scott is a life between lives practitioner, certified hypnotherapist, and he studied with Dr. Michael Newton. And I personally had a session with you. That's how we met. It was
We did.
pretty
We had,
fabulous.
it was amazing. It was an amazing session. Talk about channeling. Oh boy.
Yes, yes, that did happen.
Well,
You know,
besides, go ahead.
oh, sorry. You know what I was really, really impressed with was the manual that the students are going to receive. How many pages is that?
Our past life manual, it's about
Yes.
150 pages, and some are
Mhm.
just pictures, but,
Not very many pictures, but I will say I was so impressed when I saw the manual, and I know that you have mentioned this. It's like this is the manual that we wished we had when we first started our careers. You really have um, just brought so many different techniques into this manual. So you will leave this class so prepared. And if you may not have all the answers, but the manual has it. Okay. Yeah,
well, it's a work in progress. We usually, edit it almost, before every class because there's always more to learn. There's always more than we're still learning, right? So,
that's right.
yeah, people do like the manual. It's pretty complete. It's pretty thorough. I'd say, our course, uh basically gives you pretty much everything you need to facilitate a very meaningful past life regression.
Mhm. Yes, and we have an early bird discount. If you enroll before March 9th, we do have $150 savings for early bird, and we do have some students enrolling already. So I'm feeling a great class coming.
The energy is building, as they say. Hey, since you mentioned me, let me talk about some of your gifts and your skills and your certifications. You
Aw,
do a lot
thanks.
of quantum healing sessions, yeah, the Dolores Cannon sessions,
Yes, yes, that's right.
as well as being a past life lady. And you also have your own session that you've created, Ascension,
Soul Ascension. Yes,
Soul
that's my
Ascension.
baby.
That's your baby. So we have between us, we overlap in some areas, and then in some areas we have some different skills and experience. So I really loved doing the class with you last time. I thought it was really fun.
Yes.
People get the male and a female perspective as well, plus
Mhm.
different ideas from our different experience. So yeah, I think it's a really good course. I mean, I'm trying to be humble, but it's pretty thorough. And
It
yeah, it's
really
open
is.
to professionals and non-professionals alike. You don't have to be a hypno person to take this. In fact, the lion's share of our students aren't planning on being a hypnotherapist or anything like that. A lot of them have other modalities that they work in, like
Mhm.
Reiki or massage, or some are licensed therapists again, like trauma therapists I've had.
That's right.
So this is like another um,
Modality to add.
to your
Mhm.
your healer's toolkit, right?
That's right. Mhm.
Because sometimes past life stuff does come up in other work, and then they're like, "Ah, I didn't know what to do with that." So yeah, so
Mhm.
we can fill that gap as well.
We sure can. So class is going to start. We're doing 2 weekends in April with a break in between. Class begins April 13th and 14th from 10 to 4 Pacific Standard. Is that right, Scott?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I think we'll be back. Well, I think we'll be on daylight time by then, but Pacific time, whatever, if it's daylight or standard.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to change in March, right? Back to daylight savings time.
Does it in March?
I,
Oh, or
I believe
April.
it does. I could be wrong, but
Okay.
it's
Yes.
Pacific time. Yeah, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for 4 different days, like a Saturday, Sunday, then a break weekend, then another Saturday and Sunday. So it's 13th, 14th, and then I believe it's 27th and
7th.
28th.
That's right.
Yeah.
And this is a 25-hour course via Zoom. And you can go to prohypnosistraining.com to learn more, read more, and enroll. Another thing that I loved about the course is, you know, I get so, doing this every day, using the same script over and over and over, it gets it gets pretty dull. Of course, the beauty of that is memorizing it, but it's really nice to have different scripts. And I know that you also provided, separate from the manual, a scripts book with three separate and very, very different techniques. There's different techniques on how to reach a deeper hypnosis. So I loved that.
Absolutely, yeah. There's, many ways you know, to crack the egg of your,
That's right.
your conscious mind, keeping your soul's memories at bay. There's many ways to open those doors, and so, yeah, we explore a few different ways of doing that. There's not just one way that we teach. And we're also always open to sometimes people bring in their own ideas and um, it usually dovetails pretty well with what we teach. And so I just think it's a really comprehensive, complete course. You're not going to learn everything in 25 hours. You're going to it's going to take you, dozens, if not, scores of past life sessions
Of
to
course.
start really, to become an expert, we'll say.
Of course.
But with
Yes.
this course right off the bat, you can get started digging in.
Yes. Yes. And make your money back pretty quickly,
Absolutely.
I will say.
I think it's pretty reasonably priced and maybe with about 3 past life sessions or so, depending on what you charge, like boom, there you go. You made your investment back in this course and hopefully
Hmm.
you do many, many, many past life and other sessions.
That's right. Wonderful. Do you have anything else to add?
Oh gosh, I can't think of anything right now. I just want to
Mhm.
say I want to thank you, Myra Rath, for
Mm.
being my friend and being my partner in this course. It's been very positive, and I love everything that you've contributed. And we can tell you, she'll have some surprises in store for us in this course. It's very fun.
It is fun. We do. You have to have a good time while you're learning. And I loved our fall students. It was a really great group. And I know that they have also made connections that will last for many years. So I love to see that.
That's another thing to
Mhm.
mention is that we created a little Facebook group for our
That's
graduates.
right.
So it's a way that we can stay in touch afterwards. It's not like cha-ching, bye, goodbye.
Yes.
It's like, we're here for you. We'll look after you. If you have
Mhm.
questions, you can contact us anytime, and we're happy to address questions. And then we also have our Facebook group where other students and us can chime in and help. Lots of weird things happen when we open these spirit doors, isn't
Oh,
it so?
yes, yes. We also had a little follow-up meeting with everyone a month after class, just to do a touch base and see how everyone's doing, answer any questions in regards to some of the sessions that you are out there doing. So that was fun to reconnect, and
That's
it's been
right.
wonderful.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's all
I was
right.
going to say that's like the 25th hour of our training. Is that, I mean, we usually go over a little bit. We probably hit more than 25 hours, but then we have that
Yes.
other hour, hour and a half to spend, a few weeks after the course when people have been
Mhm.
practicing, maybe they've hit a few challenges, and so we can address that. One other thing I want to mention, Myra, is that there is also an option for a 50-hour, excuse me. Let me start that again. I
Okay.
want to mention, Myra, there's also option for a 50-hour certification. We have a little 25-hour of self-study and practice. If people want to get a further certification, they can contact us, and that information will be in their manual. So they'll learn even more and practice more. And they'll send us a recording of a session they did, and we'll assess it and give them tips. And so it's a course that we can keep on learning with it,
Hmm.
keep on learning and growing.
That's right. Wonderful. Well, Scott, I can't tell you how honored I am that um, you gave me this opportunity to help to teach, right? It's something I was always very open to and curious. I simply didn't have the time to create this extensive manual that you did. And so it's been really wonderful to just slip right in and just join you in, teaching this really, truly amazing modality that is helping so many people. I'm just in awe, honestly, of the work that all practitioners are doing today. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Myra, you're very kind and you're very generous with your words. I appreciate that. You've been the perfect partner.
Thank you.
I think it's been a really great partnership. And again, our different, slightly different backgrounds add
Yeah.
more value to this course. And so it's just been lovely. We get along great. We laugh and joke around and
Yes, yes,
have a
we
good
do.
time with all this, right?
All right. So, students, future students, prohypnosistraining.com. I would love to work with you. I know Scott would too, and hope to see you there. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Myra. Take care.
You too.